Şimdi de Avrupa Muhasebeciler Federasyonu Genel Başkanı Sayın Myles Thompson'ı kürsüye davet ediyoruz. Dear Accountancy Europe President, the stage is yours.
Distinguished guests, Mahalo. Thank you so much for the kind invitation to speak at your conference. I would like to extend a special word of thanks to Eurupo and its president. The theme of your conference is very important, and we have been working on sustainability at Accountancy Europe and digitalization extensively. These two topics are of critical importance for Europe and beyond. Before I cover what is happening in these areas in Europe, I thought that it would be useful to give a brief overview of Accountancy Europe and our strategy. Accountancy Europe represents 50 professional accountancy bodies across 35 countries in Europe, both inside and outside the EU. And there we have a very lovely picture of Turkey. Our strategy is focused on the European and global initiatives. Corporate reporting and audit are the bedrock, especially in sustainability. But we also see the area of good corporate governance as key to help drive forward some of the important initiatives. Across all these, we need to take account of the requirements for SMEs and how technology can drive to help this implementation. The main mission of Accountancy Europe is to represent its members on the European and international scene towards policymakers, regulators, and standard setters. To enhance the profession's reputation in the eyes of key stakeholders, to reinvent the profession's future in stimulating strategic debates, and facilitate a platform for members to cooperate, meet, exchange views, and share best practices. Eurupo is a key part of helping us achieve this mission. Through their involvement in the publications we produce, our consultation responses to the international and European standard setters, and events and webinar. And I would personally like to thank Eurupo and all your members who work with Accountancy Europe for all their work over the last few years. Now let me move on to what is happening in Europe. Sustainability and digitalization are at the core of the European and global agenda. The European Green Deal sets the blueprint for making Europe the first climate-neutral continent in the world. EU member states are committed to doing this by 2050. To get there, they have pledged to reduce emissions by at least 55% by 2030. The digital single market strategy seeks to ensure better access for consumers and business to online goods and services across Europe. There are emerging challenges and opportunities for the accountancy profession as a result of these developments. The Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive was finally agreed in June of this year. This is the bedrock that the European Commission is using for delivering their sustainability reporting goals. The work at Accountancy Europe helped to shape the final agreement, especially in the assurance requirements, where there was a risk that the statutory auditor could be prohibited from providing this service. We are now heavily involved in responding to EFRAG on the EU sustainability reporting standards. This also includes responding to the ISSB and the US SEC on their sustainability reporting standards. Our main message to all the standard setters is to have reporting requirements that are simple and will drive change. And also, we would like these to be aligned globally as much as possible. There is still an enormous amount of work to be done in this area, and hopefully over the next few years we can get that alignment between EFRAG in Europe, the ISSB on the international stage, and the US SEC. The other area, which was mentioned in the previous speech, is the importance for professional education. The profession needs to enhance its skills to ensure that they can deliver the work that's needed in sustainability reporting and especially in sustainability auditing. On the digitalization initiatives, the goal is to improve the transparency of market information, making it easily accessible. The ESAP, so the European Single Access Platform, will not establish new requirements to report, but will bring together all the relevant information. SF is the mechanism for companies to report their financial statements in a digital format. Reliability of the information reported is crucial, and that's why we drove forth with the Commission to ensure that this information is required to be audited, so we have assurance on it. And this has been taken up by many countries in Europe now. Accountancy Europe played a key role in helping the profession understand how to implement the ethics assurance requirements through events, publications, and guidance. There is a very enormous spectrum of different implementation strategies across the different countries in Europe, and that makes it very difficult for there to be consistency. Accountancy Europe will also be working on digitalization of digital projects in other areas, such as those that impact SMEs and SMPs. Lastly, I want to mention the EC consultation on corporate reporting. This consultation was launched in November 21, and the aim of the consultation was to find out whether EU-level intervention might be needed to improve the reporting ecosystem. So this was looking at the corporate governance of the companies, the audit processes of the firms, and also audit supervision from the regulators. Accountancy Europe concur with the EC's objective to strengthen each pillar so that the ecosystem is better equipped to deal with company failures and minimize their occurrence. The overall framework should become more coherent, ensuring the three pillars are complementary and systematically effective in the EU. We would welcome further simplification and harmonization of the audit rules across Europe. Accountancy Europe have issued many publications that show that, for example, in mandatory firm rotation, there are, I would say, 15, 16 different rules across Europe, the European countries. And so we would welcome to have much more consistency. But but any measure taken should aim at providing reliable and timely information to shareholders, investors and other stakeholders. The EC has issued a summary of the responses, and the key message was that respondents considered corporate governance as the weakest area. We wait to see whether the EC want to propose more legislation. We believe that they will, especially in the audit field. But we'll see, but as you might realise, it's probably not a priority for them at the moment. I would like to thank you again for inviting me, and I look forward to listening to the debates during the conference. I also have a daughter, and she said to me that Istanbul is the most lovely place that she'd ever been. So, thank you very much.